The first thing she notices is his patience. Not the kind that waits politely, but the kind that watches, measures, decides when to move and when not to. They stand near the edge of the winter gallery, where tall windows frost the evening light into pale silver. Guests drift past in murmurs and soft laughter, coats and cloaks brushing the air as they arrive or depart. Everything smells faintly of cold stone and polished wood. Her gloves are still on. She has not taken them off because she does not need to, not because of the cold. The Duke stands opposite her, close enough to be improper only if one is looking carefully. His posture is relaxed, his hands folded behind his back, his expression unreadable to anyone else. To her it is unmistakable. "You should remove those," he says quietly, nodding once toward her hands. She glances down reflexively, then back up at him. "My gloves?" she asks. "Yes." The request is simple. It should not feel like anything. And yet something tightens low in her chest. "They're hardly an inconvenience," she says. "No," he agrees. "They're a barrier." The word lands with more weight than it should. She lets out a small, incredulous breath. "You're very observant." "Yes. And you think my gloves are the problem." "I think," he replies calmly, "they're the last thing between you and being noticed." Her pulse quickens. She glances around them instinctively. People pass close enough to overhear if they wished. No one does. "You're speaking in riddles," she says. "No," he corrects. "I'm being specific." She looks down at her hands again. Pale kid leather buttoned neatly at the wrist. "Prope. Expected. Safe. You're asking for something unnecessary," she says. "I'm asking for something deliberate." That makes her still. "You could remove them yourself," she says. "Yes. But you didn't." "No." She meets his gaze, searching his face for impatience, for insistence. There is none. Only certainty. "You don't usually concern yourself with such details," she says. "I concern myself with what changes things," he replies. Her breath catches, though she does not know why. She could laugh this off, make a comment, move away. Instead, she hears herself say, "They're not easy to undo." His brow lifts slightly. "I know." That single syllable carries more implication than it has any right to. "You've noticed before," she says. "Yes." Silence stretches between them. Not awkward but dense. Charged. "Then perhaps you should look away," she says. "I won't." Her fingers curl slightly inside the gloves. "You're staring," she accuses. "No," he says. "I'm waiting." "For what?" "For you to decide whether you want to do this yourself," he replies, "or whether you want me to." The air seems to thin. "That's presumptuous," she says. "Yes. And you don't apologize for it." "No." She swallows. "You're very calm about this." "Yes. And you're making me uncomfortably aware of my hands." "That," he says quietly, "is the point." She shifts her weight, suddenly conscious of the way her arms rest at her sides, the way the gloves hide the subtle movements of her fingers. "This is inappropriate," she says. "No," he replies. "It's intimate." Her breath stutters. "That's worse." "Yes." A couple passes behind him, laughing softly. The sound feels distant, unreal. "You could simply ask," she says. "I have," he replies. "No," she corrects. "You implied." "I said what I meant," he says. "You're the one deciding how literal we become." Her heart pounds. "You're enjoying this," she accuses. "No," he replies. "I'm respecting it." That unsettles her more than teasing would have. She draws a slow breath. "Suppose I say no," she says. "Then I'll stop looking at your hands," he replies. "And nothing will change." "And if I say yes?" "Then something already has." She hesitates. The gallery seems suddenly too large, too public. She feels as though the moment has narrowed to the space between them. "You won't rush," she says. "No." "You won't make a spectacle." "No." "And you won't touch me beyond this." He considers her carefully before answering. "I won't touch anything you haven't allowed me to," he says. "But once your hands are bare, you won't be able to pretend you didn't mean it." Her throat tightens. "That's unfair." "No," he agrees. "It's honest." She exhales slowly. You're very good at that, she says. Yes. Another pause. She lifts her hands slightly, palms angled toward him. Not offering. Testing. If I let you, she says quietly, you'll do it properly. Yes. And slowly. Yes. And you won't look away. No. The last answer sends a small shiver through her. Then, she says, voice barely above a breath, undress them. The change in him is subtle. Not hunger. Not triumph. Focus. He steps closer, just one step, measured and unhurried. Close enough now that she can see the faint crease at the corner of his eyes, the controlled steadiness of his breathing. He reaches for her wrist. Pauses. Still certain? He asks. Yes. His fingers close around the first glove. The contact is gentle, deliberate, intimate in a way no touch to her waist or shoulder could have been. His thumb brushes the inside of her wrist as he finds the button. She inhales sharply. He notices. You can stop this, he murmurs. I won't, she replies. He undoes the button slowly. Painfully slowly. The sound is quiet, almost nothing, but she hears it anyway. Feels it. He slides the glove down her fingers, easing it free inch by inch, never breaking eye contact. Her hand emerges bare. Vulnerable. His fingers linger. Not holding, not gripping. Simply supporting her palm as the glove leaves her hand. He does not release her. That is when everything shifts. Her skin feels different in the air. More exposed. More real. You didn't let go, she whispers. No, he replies. You didn't ask me to. Her pulse races. That was only one, she says. Yes. And you're still holding it. Yes. He studies her bare hand for a moment, as if committing it to memory. Then his thumb brushes lightly across her palm. The touch is innocent. It is devastating. You're trembling, he says softly. I'm aware, she replies. You can step back. I won't. He nods once, acknowledging the choice. Then he reaches for the second glove. This time he does not ask. He undoes it with the same care, the same maddening slowness. When he slides it free, he keeps both her hands now, one in each of his. The world beyond them fades. You undressed my hands, she murmurs. Yes. And you didn't stop there. No. He laces his fingers lightly with hers, not gripping, not claiming, just fitting. Because now, he says quietly, you can't pretend this was about gloves. Her breath comes shallow. What is it about then? She asks. He leans in just enough that only she can hear him. Contact, he says. And what follows once it's allowed? Her fingers tighten instinctively around his. That is answer enough. And as they stand there, hands bare, intertwined, the smallest barrier removed, she understands something with sudden, startling clarity. He undressed her hands first. And nothing about the evening will remain the same after. She does not pull her hands away. That is the first thing he notices. Her fingers remain threaded with his, warm and bare against his skin. The absence of the glove suddenly louder than any declaration. The gallery continues to breathe around them. Soft footsteps, murmured voices, the faint clink of glass. But for her, the world has narrowed to the place where their hands meet. You're very still, he says quietly. So are you, she replies. Yes. And yet everything has changed. The removal of the gloves has altered something fundamental. She feels it in the way the air touches her skin now, in the way awareness has sharpened rather than softened. There is no barrier left to hide behind. No polite layer to absorb meaning. You could release me, she says. I could, he agrees. But you won't. No. She looks down at their joined hands, then back up at him. You said nothing would change if I refused. Yes. And now that I didn't? Now, he replies evenly. We proceed honestly. The word settles between them with unexpected gravity. Around them, the gallery continues its quiet rhythm. A pair of guests pass nearby, offering polite nods. Someone laughs softly at the far end of the room. No one notices the way his thumb has shifted, resting more securely against the inside of her wrist. The contact is still restrained. It is also unmistakable. You're aware people can see this, she murmurs. Yes. And you're not concerned. I'm attentive, he corrects. There's a difference. She exhales slowly. You're very deliberate. Yes. She flexes her fingers slightly within his hold, testing. Not to escape but to feel. He adjusts immediately, accommodating the movement without tightening or loosening his grip, as if he is listening through touch. That's unsettling, she says. Yes. And reassuring, she adds, surprising herself. He studies her for a moment, then nods once. Good. They remain like that longer than is necessary, longer than is neutral. Eventually, she is the one who shifts first, not away but closer, stepping into the space between them until the line of their joined hands draws them naturally nearer. You didn't ask me to stop, he observes. No. And you didn't pretend this was incidental. No. Her voice lowers. I didn't realize how much I was hiding behind those gloves. He considers that. They served their purpose. And now, he says quietly, they would be a lie. The truth of it makes her chest tighten. She lifts her chin, meeting his gaze. You're very certain of your interpretations. I don't interpret what you confirm, he replies. She gives a soft, incredulous laugh. You make it sound so simple. It is, he says. It's just not easy. They begin to move then, not abruptly, not decisively, but together, their joined hands guiding the motion. They walk slowly along the edge of the gallery, side by side, the contact between them unbroken. No one comments. No one needs to. You're walking with me, she says. Yes. And you're not letting go. No. She glances down again at their hands. You've kept them. Yes. The possessiveness of the word is muted by the calm with which he says it. Not ownership. Not entitlement. Choice. They reach a quieter corner near one of the tall windows. Moonlight filters through the glass, pale and cool, casting their reflections faintly against the pane. She sees herself as others might. Bare hands intertwined with his, posture composed, expression steady. This will be noticed, she says. Yes. And spoken about. Yes. She looks back at him. You don't mind. I don't correct what I'm willing to stand beside, he replies. Her breath catches. That's becoming a pattern. Yes. Silence stretches between them, comfortable now rather than tense. You undressed my hands, she says softly. Yes. And you didn't rush to anything else. No. She studies his face. You're waiting. Yes. For what? For you to decide what comes next, he says. The patience in the answer is unmistakable. She considers the room, the night, the quiet certainty of his presence. Then she does something small but irrevocable. She turns her palm upward in his hand. The invitation is subtle. He responds instantly, turning his hand to match hers, their palms meeting fully now. The contact is warmer, more intimate, their fingers aligning naturally as if they have always known where to rest. You didn't hesitate, she murmurs. No. And you didn't take more than I offered. No. Her thumb brushes lightly across his knuckles, testing. He does not flinch. People will assume things, she says. Yes. And they'll be right. Yes. The admission lands softly but decisively. They stand there for a long moment, hands joined, the last of the evening unfolding around them without urgency. When they finally move again, it is not back into the center of the gathering, but toward the quieter adjoining rooms, where conversation fades and space opens. At the threshold, she pauses. This is where things become clearer, she says. Yes. And less deniable. Yes. She looks at him. You don't mind clarity? No. She smiles faintly. I thought you'd say that. He inclines his head slightly. They step through together. Later, much later, when the evening has thinned and the estate has grown quiet, they stand once more near the windows, the night settled into stillness. You never gave them back, she says, glancing toward the gloves left behind on a side table. No. You kept them. Yes. She considers that, then nods. I think that's fitting. He studies her. You're not asking for them. No. And you won't. No. The understanding between them is complete now. No longer charged with uncertainty, but grounded in something steadier. When you removed my gloves, she says quietly, I thought that was the bold part.